Hello, good morning. Let's get this day started.
Welcome, everyone, to the first interactive soap opera, the YouTube Days. We cover real-life characters on here. Welcome your host, Betty Boop. The show is starting now.
Okay, so yesterday I introduced you to a guy named TKO, and I also introduced you to some of his victims. I cut it off at the victims because this is a soap opera. So what I do is I recap from what I did yesterday, and then I go back into where I stopped it, where it got really good, and I stopped it. That leaves you coming back for more. Hey, not that Christine. How are you, baby? And that leaves you coming back for more so that, just like with a regular soap opera, you can come back and see what's going to happen again. This particular guy um, has been a pimp. He has been to prison as an RSO, and it was with a 15-year-old, but he got really famous on Bigo. And when he got famous on Bigo, they put him on all these different post boards and stuff like that. And then he got up to 82 million people. 82 million people follow him. Well, he always has these polygamy auditions type of thing, but they're really he's a pimp and they're doing things and giving him money. And then whenever they come to him, he starts beating on them and stuff, and they start talking about their experiences with him. And then some of them have now pressed charges on him. He uses a CPN, which gives you a fake social security number so that you can live in a mansion, you can buy a Porsche, all that stuff. I've never heard of a CPN until this guy. Um, and I guess it's a fake social security number or something like that. It's something to do with that. Um, and it's a federal charge if you get caught using it. So you don't want to get caught using a CPN. It says that that right there can put you into prison. Um, so that's how he gets all of his stuff. You have a VPN. Yeah, a VPN is different than a CPN. um, and so people found out where he lived before, after he had beat one of the girls allegedly. And they found out where he lived, and they called the landlord, said it was on a CPN, and so he moved out. Now he's living in another house in Las Vegas, and it's like $3,300 a month. And I believe it's like renting. But he's got girls all over the world that pay him money just to talk to him, or money to try to get into his polygamy relationship. The girl that you're going to be watching in just a moment was 16 years ago when she first met TKO, and how her interaction and living with him went. I'm also going to introduce you to TKO so that you're not so lost. Not that Christine. um, this right here is TKO.
Control me, they wouldn't even respect me at the end. They think they would be satisfied, but deep down, it'd be like, that nigga bending. I'm leaving this
When
shit.
I know I can, yeah, when I know I
just
can
not
control.
No. When it comes down to Lexi and fucking sales, they doing exactly what the fuck we need. What I need them to do. They're not trying to rationalize and trying to make me conform to what the fuck they want. I wouldn't be a leader. You wouldn't even. And the thing about it is, women be trying to control me, but they won't even fucking understand. If I allow them to have that power to control me, they wouldn't even respect me at the end.
Most women don't respect him because he likes to put his paws on them. So we're going to back up 16 years ago, and she even had a son by him, and meet Island Girl. I gotta fix it. It's not working right. So she had never been hit before or anything, and she's trying to figure out like why does every girl get hit? They found her at a strip club and told her that she needed to be with him because he's her protection when she knows damn well what it's all about and that he's not protecting anything. And so then she's trying to figure out why girls are getting hit.
Aggressive. I said, oh, okay. Now I get it. So you guys are supposed to get hit and slapped and pushed around, and everybody has to stay quiet. Everybody has to be respectful. Now I understand what you're trying to understand. No, tell me so that I understand. So I start saying in my head, okay, I need to find a way to get the fuck out because that's not going to be me. That will never be me. I'm not going to be getting hit by this man. I'm not going to be.
Gypsy, yes, that's what he says that he is polygamy, but actually he's a pimp.
Trying to convince this man not to put his hands on me. Like, I was already feeling bad that he hit me like that. Okay, so then we get home that night. The argument about this girl forgetting the money is still happening. He's still trying to educate people and bring us together and remind us that we are doing this as a team, we are doing this as a family, and blah 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 blah. And at this point, I'm looking at this motherfucker like, no, no. But somehow, then he comes to me and he says, we need to talk. I want to speak to you. I want to explain to you what happened. Okay, so then he comes to me and we're talking, and he explains to me that the other girl, the one that was mad at her from the night before, that kept telling her, tell him what's going on. Tell him what's going on. And she kept saying, no, just leave it alone. No, just leave it alone. He's telling me, oh, you don't understand. It was that other girl came to me and told me that she did something she wasn't supposed to do, that she disrespected me with another guy. So you're not supposed to talk to other people, other pimps, or you're not supposed to have conversations with other people. You're only supposed to, and that I understand, because that was explained to me from the very beginning. If you're with me, you're with me. You're not supposed to have a conversation with nobody else about nothing else. If this person comes to you, you say, nope, I'm already with this person and I don't want to hear it. So I guess that other girl had told him that she had and that I understand,
Okay, so I want to explain something. This girl right here on the left, she also has been with TKO, and what he did was throw a milkshake in her face, but she gave him like $20,000. So she is interviewing Island Girl, who came out 3 years ago and started telling her story on Bigo when she noticed TKO was getting famous and stuff, and she wanted to let people know who he actually was. And then the other girls started coming out.
Because that was explained to me from the very beginning. If you're with me, you're with me. You're not supposed to have a conversation with nobody else about nothing else. If this person comes to you, you say, nope, I'm already with this person and I don't want to hear it. So I guess I told him she had a conversation with this guy, and this guy had gave her money to go with him. And that's why she kept telling him, tell him what's going on, explain to him what's going on. And she kept saying, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. Okay. So then I come down and I'm like, not excusing his actions, but I'm like, okay, so she didn't get hit. Well, I guess I did excuse his fucking actions because I calmed down and I was like, okay, then, it's more to it than her forgetting to give you the money. So in my head, I calmed down. I was like, okay, I understand. You guys have your the way you do things. I just didn't understand why was she getting hit for forgetting to hand you money. I didn't understand. He's like, no, that's not how it works. It's not. There he goes with his soft voice. No, that's not how it works. I'm a very understanding individual. But if if I'm asking you something and you're not being real with me, Jesus, I could almost imitate him. If I'm asking you something and you're not being real or sincere with me, then I'm gonna feel like you're trying to, do something behind my back, like you're trying to wrong me. Like, we most definitely have to come together as a family and always be together and build together and whatever. I calmed down, but I told him I'm still very shaken up and I'm still very upset, TK, because it was wrong. It was wrong. Like, I just felt that wrong because she was trying to explain to you. And then he kept trying to explain to me, you're not supposed to talk to these guys. Everybody here is on competition. These people know they're supposed to respect me. These guys know they're supposed to have respect for one another. This is how the business works. This is how business works. Blah, 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 blah. So then he tells my friend to sleep again outside of of where I sleep. And he came and he, kept talking to me, kept trying to have a conversation with me. And that's one thing I want to, tell people. That's how they keep you in. That's how they keep you in. They will come and they will talk to you and they will talk your ear off until you are completely convinced that somehow what happened is okay. Okay? So that's one thing I want to make clear to people. These people know the game. They know the game, and they will convince you somehow that what happened was okay, and it was the person's fault, and it wasn't their fault. And he spoke to me so much that I ended up looking at him as, you are absolutely right. She was wrong. She did wrong you. We ended up being together again for the second time. Because he's, I didn't mean to scare you like that. And, this is, I don't ever like to get out of my character like that, because that's another one of his big words. I don't ever like to come out of my character like that. That's not usually how I am. That's not me. I don't like people to take me out of my character like that. Blah, 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 blah. Then, I was completely convinced that this is not TK. This is not how he acts. This is, this was just a big mistake that happened and whatever, right? And it got so bad to the point where I was even looking at the girl like she was wrong for what she did. Well, you were wrong. Like, that's it. You're wrong. You're wrong. So then I'm completely convinced, like, this is just, something that happened. It's not going to happen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless somebody disrespects him like that, it's not going to happen again. So then we went to work, whatever. I'm working. Everything is fine. We're giving him our money. Everything is fine. So then we were supposed to go out to eat. And he's very much so what he says. It's what TKO says at all times, and don't argue. You cannot argue. You cannot. And an opinion to him is an argument. If you give an opinion to him, you are going against what he is trying to say. I'm right at all times. You're wrong. That's it. This is where I want to go. Everybody, women will be women.
So they're showing what she
So
looks
bored
like.
and I'm so tired, and because when you get to be locked up in the same place at all times, you want to do something other than work. Every woman is like that, So everybody agreed on going to eat, but they wanted to do something after. He didn't want to do something after. He wanted to come back and you know, get us prepared for the night and give us the same old fucking speech of we're working as a fucking team. Okay. So then one of the girls said, you know, I really need to go to the store. I need to go to the store. I need my things. I just can't keep going with the same all the time. And he says, we could talk about it when we get to the house. We'll talk about it when we get home, and you know, I'll make those accommodations for you. I can't repeat all his big words, but he always talks with big words, you know. And I'll make arrangements for you, and you know, we'll talk about it when we get to the house. Don't worry, you know, when you're with me, you're taken care of. You're good. Da da. So then we all go to it. When we get to the house, the girl is like, okay, so are we gonna talk about it? Because I really need I really need to get what I need. So then he says, I told you we're going to talk about it. Like, just give me a second. I told you we're going to talk about it. When TK is preoccupied doing something else, do not try to have a conversation with him. Do not try to have a conversation with him, because he will get more and more upset when time goes on. He will, you know, the more you egg him on, the more he will be more upset, because he always has 20,000 things in his mind of how the next move. You know, that's just how he is. Okay. So the girl gave him a little break. Then she comes back, and it wasn't even a little break. It was break enough. Like he said, you know, just give me a second and I'll be back. We'll talk about it. So she gave him the break, and you know, I felt like it was a long enough break, like for her to come and ask him, hey, I need to go get my stuff. Like, when are we gonna go get my stuff? So when she goes and tries to talk to him and says, you know, hey, you know, you told me to come because it's already almost to get night, so we were gonna have to go to, you know, work again. So she's like, hey, you know, before, you know, it's so, look at the time. So let's like I just have to go do what I gotta do. So he turns around, he says, yo, what the fuck did I tell you? I told you, leave me alone right now. I'm doing something. I'm gonna talk to you about it. I'm gonna make arrangements. Just leave me the fuck alone right now. So she turns around, and I said to her, but you did give him a break. You know, you did wait. These girls, you like, they're so loyal and I don't know how to word it, but they're very, very loyal. If you say any little thing, they will run, because, you know, it's a fighting thing. I want to be the best. I want TKO to love me more. I want him to like me more. Okay, so if you say one thing and they know that they could use it against you, they will run with that and go to him and tell him anything. I told the girl, you know, I agreed with her, and I said, you know, I feel like you gave him a break, you know, and it's almost time for us to go to work. Like, I feel like you gave him a break. I don't understand what's going on. That another girl, very slick, never in my mind did I ever think that this girl was going to go to him and tell him anything, went to him and told him what I said and more. So he comes barging in the room, and he's like, do we have to talk? Do we have to have a fucking conversation? Because when I say something, that's what fucking goes. That's what fucking goes. When I say something, that's what goes. I told you, I don't like to get out of character. But if you get me out of my character, you're going to get this person and that. And I get up and I say, wait a fucking minute. What happened? What's going on? I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And he's like, why you got to be in here telling my girls this, that, and the third? I said, wait a minute. Wait. The only thing I said was that I felt like, you know, she gave you the break that you said that you needed. So I was just agreeing with her in the fact that she gave you the break that you said that you needed. This man said, went off on me. Literally went off on me. And I'm not submissive. I'm not okay. I'm not the okay type of person. I'm not like that. I said, listen, at the end of the day, And I said this with a big, like, an attitude. I said, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I said what I said, and you know, what the fuck? I don't understand why everybody here is talking. I said what the fuck I said. I agreed with her. He turned around and he punched me dead in my face. And I started fighting this man back. You don't fight these people back, because they will beat you like a fucking piece of crap. Okay? I don't know if I'm allowed to show the picture.
Yeah, just be careful of the boobs.
Yeah, it's not, no, it doesn't show none of that.
Cleavage.
Right,
I bring it through the screenshots so that
Right,
I
my
have to go
Instagram.
like all the way down to the year.
Look at what she looked like. Look at what he did to her.
It's all around her neck. Y'all see that? And her face.
I will explain all of this right here. I just want people to see first.
She kept these pictures for 16, 17 years.
This is at the days went on. This is like days after getting treatment, like ointment and all of it on there. Okay. I lost consciousness. While he was hitting me, I lost consciousness. And they put me in a car. And I'm okay, so I lost consciousness, and I guess I was put in a car, and when they took me out of the car, from what the doctor is explaining, they must have dragged me through the concrete, and that's how I got like everything here, because I had things stuck in my body. Okay, and somebody found me where they laid me, and they called, you know, for me to get help. I was taken to the doctor and everything, and you know, it took like a full 3 days for me to, you know everything that was going on. And by the 4th day, I was calling my you know, the father, you know, my husband, because we're still married, just separated, and explaining to him what happened. I had to tell him everything. You know what I'm saying? He knows everything. My husband knows everything, every single thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't leave my husband for TKO. I didn't, you know, leave him because I wanted to be with him. I left and I made a stupid decision. And yes, I completely blame myself, and I am responsible for being stupid. You know, it happens. You know, but I called my husband, and
Take your time. You're good. And everybody, like, we all make stupid decisions in our life. That does not excuse wrong from right. Like, you guys can clearly see what's wrong and what's right. I don't care if I was dumb as fuck and went to live with him and spent all that money. He lied to me. He told me it was going to be for a house. It doesn't matter that I was dumb. It doesn't matter. He thinks that all of us will be so embarrassed that we won't come out and tell the story. He thought that I would never admit to anybody that I was dumb enough to give all that money in that short amount of time to somebody I had never really known before. But I'm not scared to talk about it, and neither is Island Girl. So whenever you're ready to continue, girl, take as long as you need. Everybody share this live. If you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. Like, we're trying to help people from falling into the same trap that we both fell into. And we know that it will help some people, and maybe even people who aren't thinking about going to TKO but are in a similar situation or dealing with a narcissistic, manipulative kind of man like this, giving them that strength and courage to get the fuck out of there.
Okay, so that's the end of their segment because she got too upset, so they ended it. Um, Now I'm going to take you back to TKO again so that you can meet the man. He's also been to prison, not as an RSO, I guess, but he did grape a 15-year-old and it was anally, so she had to have like 17 stitches. And he got out of prison, came straight to Bigo. I don't know if you've heard of Nature Boy, but Nature Boy just went to prison, that came from Bigo that was also doing the same kind of crap. And Nature Boy went to prison for life with 10 extra years. And it was because he raped a woman. And so TKO's like always wanted to be like Nature Boy, and they would like fight between each other and stuff like that and see who could get the most women. And now Nature Boy's in prison. Well, all of these other girls are starting to come forward about TKO and what he's done to them and how much money he's taken from them and made them believe that it was a polygamy relationship. Now, the other girl that was talking about how bad she got beat, she ended up pregnant by him, and she had a little boy, but she never saw him again or anything. And then when she came to Bigo, she saw he was big, and so she started telling her story, and all the other women started telling their story. But you have to give him like $20,000 in order to even come into his home. And he uses, like I said, a CPN, which is a fake social security number, and all kinds of different things. But I'll let you meet TKO now. They're trying to get him back in jail. Some people filed charges on him. And this is a girl that don't really know him, and he's just doing his thing.
I think they would be satisfied, but deep down, it'd be like that nigga bending. I'm leaving this.
When I know I can, yeah, when I know I can control a man, I don't respect him.
Look, man, it's real. I'm gonna keep it real.
That's real.
I'm gonna keep it real. I stand on my principle. I stand on what the fuck I stand on because I made mistakes of not doing it. I made mistakes of not standing on principle, and I lost a lot of time doing that shit. So that's the reason why I choose to be the way I am, and I'm solid. I'm stuck on it. I don't give a fuck if people be trying to say, "Oh man, you stuck in your way," or you trying to be. You don't see, like, no. When it, like, you compromise about shit that's compromisable. I don't compromise the fucking vision for nobody. I don't want to do that for Armani. I wouldn't do that for my daughter. I wouldn't do that for nobody. I gotta live the purpose that God put me on earth for. And if you support that, then support that. And these other females outside of my family be wanting me to compromise the vision and do shit different. Got me fucked up. They don't know what a man is, and that be the part that I hate the most. They never had a fucking man before. They had these males. They had these little boys out here. They don't know what a fucking man is. So get a fucking man and they pray. Oh.
Okay, so you can kind of see this was just the other day of him just going off on his live. I don't know what pissed him off because normally he's preaching, godly things, and he's in a whole different character, and doing polygamy auditions to get new girls in, doing Drip Dynasty. He calls his girls Drip Angels, all this facade bullshit. And I guess one of the girls, like I said, he's got girls all over the world. You have to pay him $100 just to talk to him. And then some girls, when he comes live and stuff, they'll be like, well, I gave you $500. Like, these girls are really giving this guy money. Another girl gave him $30,000. Another girl gave him another $30,000. Like, he has no job. He just legitimately lives off women. Legitimately. Okay, so now we're going to go back to another one of his victims that came out. That one was a whole panel of it. Let's see. Hang on. Charlie, a guy named Charlie that spills the tea on Bigo, he tries to bring it out for the last 3 years. This one was 3 weeks ago because more women are getting abused. So hang on just a second. Some women now have came forward and pressed charges against him. Yeah, he would be Ernie's hero. Except Ernie doesn't live in a mansion with a VPN and stuff because Ernie, just don't play like that. But this guy legitimately does. And this guy wants hundreds of thousands of dollars to get in his door to be in his so-called polygamy relationship when it's just pimping.
To your mind, like when he like was attacking you, like
I was just numb.
mm.
I was giving time, and I was like, I need to go see my family. It's Thanksgiving. It's like, oh, and I have my
I need
stuff.
to find part 1 because that's part 2. Let's see, where is part 1? No, it says it's part 1. Okay. Well, this was his bottom bitch like 10 years ago, I guess. She had never stripped in her life or anything or prostituted, and he got her into doing that. This girl right here, she's messed up.
What was going on, like when he like was attacking you, like
I was just numb.
She's messed up for life.
I was just trying to figure out my escape.
Crying.
It was around Thanksgiving time, and I was like, I need to go see my family. It's Thanksgiving. And he was like, okay, cool. And I had left, and I took all my stuff, except I left my laptop. See, TKO, he worked for T-Mobile. He's good at technical stuff. I think he hacked my computer.
He keeps all the women.
He knows all my passwords.
Okay, that's another thing. He keeps all the women's laptops. I've noticed every time a woman leaves him, he keeps the laptop. And yeah, they have to give all their passwords and everything. They can't be sneaky about nothing.
So I noticed all the girls talking about their laptops. TKO knows how to hack your stuff. I remember one time he dropped me off at the strip club, and he took my phone. He said, "You're on phone too much. You need to be Facebook all the time." When I was on a break at the strip, and he had my phone except my mom and his. He deleted every single number on my phone. As soon as I got back in the car, I was like, he even deleted like some of my top tricks that give me the most money. And he was like, he got angry at me because the tricks I had, I couldn't even call them. So I was like, delete every single number on my phone. How am I calling them? Why are they not calling you? Me and my that's why he wasn't calling me. And yeah.
So can I don't know if it's okay with you, only if you give me the okay. But it was a live of you and TKO, and TKO made a comment, and I feel like it would make sense for me to play it so the people can hear what he said. He said something. You know what I'm talking about, right, Lovely?
No, I don't.
Okay, so it was a moment where you called him out for a situation, and his response is very telling. and I just feel like I should play it if you give me the go ahead.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can
is that
play
okay?
anything. You can
Okay,
play
thank
anything.
you, Queen. All right, give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So listen to this. Trigger warning, y'all. Trigger warning.
Y'all remember somebody that wrote me a long.
Trigger warning. Trigger warning.
Hey.
Hey, Pink, how are you, honey?
I'm doing good.
Where you
Love. I would
been?
have been here. Sorry, I would have been here sooner, but I was at another stream. I was like, but I just saw you come live. I didn't even know what time you were actually going live. So I just popped in there and was like, whoa! It's like, whoa! I missed 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's why I left the link down, because I figured you'd be
Yeah.
coming through.
Right.
I was about to text you, where'd you go?
Right. I was like,
So last night we
whoa,
didn't have very many people. And tonight and today we don't have very many people. Who's live today?
I haven't checked to see. Last time I checked, no one was actually live.
Okay. Well, maybe they just
Ernie's
don't like what I'm playing.
Ernie's not live streaming. Mammoth's not live streaming. None of them are live streaming today, so I don't know what anyone's problem is.
Well, I'm going to continue on because, these are the victims, and I'm trying to bring new characters, to the soap opera, like I told you, because they're on YouTube, So
Right,
I hope everybody kind of starts getting in with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, they said Traders is on right now. Okay, so Traders is on. Yeah, they might be there. That's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, okay. They went over there. Okay. Well, if they think that she's more important and everything, then that's on them. But here's the thing, though. I like it over here. I like learning new stuff. I want to watch, and I want to see a variety myself. And here and today it is a new start. Like yesterday was a new start, so we're gonna bring something new to the show each and every day. And if they don't like it, then so be it. That's on them.
Yep, that's true. And plus, we're trying to bring awareness to this because this guy, there's a lot of women that are just now pressing charges for what he's done because they were too scared, and he's now having to go back and forth to court over the police knowing that he was a pimp, and so yeah, I'm trying to bring awareness to this, of people, maybe women, not get with him and stuff because they're gonna, be abused and stuff like that and raped. That's what we're getting ready to hear. So trigger warning, trigger warning. She goes up. He acts like he don't know who she is. She goes onto his panel, and this lady does, and she tells him, you raped me, you liar. You act like you don't know who I am, because that's what he does. He acts like he doesn't know who anybody is. And then he says, and I quote unquote, "You're not even grape material." Like, who in the hell says that, right? You're not even grape material. So, that's the part we're getting at right now. You're going to hear her scream at the top of her lungs. You're going to hear the pain in her voice of, actually, for the first time, I think 15 years later, or maybe 15 years later, she's actually, coming and saying something to him. You know what I mean? She's coming and saying she is, what is that called whenever you go and you talk to someone for the first time? Confronting him. She's confronting him for the first time after all of these years on his live in front of everybody. But Charlie's just going to play it, and you'll hear the pain and stuff in her voice.
That's not no. Oh my God.
1 second.
Connected.
Do you have the live and singing mode? Put it on singing mode, Charlie.
Yeah, you don't hear me. Yeah, go ahead. You're right. That's not new. Oh my God. The devil is a liar. And this is the result. You know? Oh my God.
That should be better.
Why she upset? Teaching everyone you we don't even talk about he got the recording. We don't even Girl, he ain't gonna. He not finna say that like that, girl.
I hear that. Y'all hear that? He said you're not even rape material. I know it may be muffled, y'all. I don't know. So unfortunately, they removed it off of YouTube. They removed the original live off of YouTube. This is the only one I could find of Tommy K recapping it. So I'm trying to play it as best, like in the mic. So I'm gonna try to play that part and just try to listen. We understand it's muffled, so try to listen.
That's not new. Oh my God. The devil is a liar, and this is the result. You know? Oh my God.
Okay, can y'all hear it? Yeah, could you hear it good, or do I need to
I can really, all I can hear is Tommy's voice going, ooh, and stuff like that.
So should I do the screen thing? Should I go to YouTube on my phone on here?
Yeah, see if you
Would
can
that be
screen
better? No?
or something.
Yeah, I
You got it
can.
on streaming from.
Okay. Or I can play it on.
So I'm going to reiterate what was said because we're going to move a little past this because YouTube doesn't like it. But he says, I don't know who you are. You're just clout chasing me. She gets really upset. She says, you raped me. You raped me. You know exactly who I am. You're the one that turned me out doing tricks for you. I was your bottom, you know what, itch, you know. Hey, Tico, how are you? And all these other things. And so she was confronting him and he was acting like he didn't know who the hell she was. And then he goes, you're not even great material.
Tango, hello.
So we're gonna move a little bit past that. Yeah.
Wait. Did YouTube give you a
Go
strike
ahead.
or something?
We're gonna move a little bit past it. Yeah, YouTube will strike me. Yeah, that's why they said it was taken off.
I
Yeah.
just want to ask you a
So
question. Why didn't you
I'm just
text
gonna
me
move
and
a
let
little
me
bit.
know that you were like going live streaming? Like,
Well, I put the link out so that you would see it. I was gonna text
yeah,
you because I was thinking, well, where are you? I was going to text you, but I just remember I told you I was starting the show today at one
you didn't tell
o'clock,
me.
and I'd
Oh
forgot to
yeah,
put it on the thing. Yeah, I'd forgot to put it on, so I just started it and then I put the link out. That's why the link was there.
oh,
Yeah. I just figured
well, I
you'd
was in
probably
another.
even see it, but I was getting ready to text you and say, "Where are you?" Actually,
Right, I was,
I was
I
just
was
giving
at
you
basic.
time.
Yeah, I was in another live stream, so that was, so technically speaking, we were covering the 30 minutes of something that, well, I won't mention that person's name in here because but we were covering that person for like 30 minutes and something like that. So I was in there for about 30 minutes. Their premiere started at started at the same time as you. Like they started at 2 o'clock
Oh,
at Eastern Standard, Pacific time on my time. So technically speaking, I was just like, I already had plans to actually go into that person's stream to actually go and see what they were talking about, because I was just in another stream this morning while they were in there. So and I told them I was going to be there in their live streams and stuff like that, watching what the premiere, what they were going to be talking about.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
I'm
that's
glad
why I
that
did
Pink
not.
is back with us too. Look, Tigo said, can I just say I'm glad that Pink is back with us? Yes. Yeah, I am too. And
Thank you,
like Pink
Pinko.
and I, either people want to come and watch and they want to see different things besides just Ernie and Mammoth, then that's what I'm bringing to the table, is everybody covers Ernie and Mammoth. Like, I'm trying to bring something new and help other women that might consider being with this guy. What you could get into. These people are out there.
They are.
It's not just Ernie. There's other people. This guy's living in a mansion and driving a Porsche. Hey, Izzy. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, anything else. Variety is the spice of life. Yeah. And I don't know if some people don't like it or what have you, but
Hello, Izzy.
once they start seeing that I, start covering it and move back and forth and stuff like that, hopefully they start liking it, because I'm also going to leave it, like I said, like at some of the good mushy parts. And then tomorrow we start watching it again. But before we watch it again, I recap it, what happened, and then we start into it again. And that leaves people on their toes to want to come back. So yeah, I'm going to play her now because we got a little bit, and then I'm going to go back to TKO, and then we'll be probably done for the day.
Oh my God.
The devil is a liar, and this is the result. Fuck you!
I told you he preaches.
What you do to him, nigga? Oh Stop fucking lying on my name. I ain't no fucking cloud chaser, nigga. If I was the cloud chaser, I would be doing what Raw Talk doing. I with all the fucking top broadcasters. Nigga, don't ever fucking mention my motherfucking name in your fucking mouth, nigga.
She told you why she upset.
I hope TKO rapes each and every one of you. I hope he.
Oh.
Because all you bitches talking about.
We don't even talk
TKO, I got the recordings, TKO.
She got the recordings.
We don't
You
even
said it was scared. What did he have all black? What was he doing?
What was I doing?
Oh, did you rape me or not? Answer the question.
Girl, he ain't gonna say.
Have you ever raped me? Answer the question.
Like that. Is this your moment?
He not finna say that right there, girl.
Never in my life. You're not even rape material, even on role.
What? What is rape material?
Wow. You going to jail, nigga. You going to jail.
Oh.
Pause. What is rape material? Is anybody in here?
Yeah, I would like to know the same thing. Does anybody in here know what that is? Because I've never heard that in my life. Pink, do you know what the hell he's talking about? Trying to act like she ain't sexy enough or something? There's no such thing. There's no such thing. I think that's all he could come up with. You know what I mean? I think that's all that guy could come up with at the time. Because it's the first time that she has, went head to head and toe to toe with him since the last time she's seen him. No, I'm not going to Google it. I know what it means, but it's just like, yeah, not pretty enough or whatever. When actually she was his bottom bitch for years. He like totally messed her brain up. Like she's not even normal now. I'm not even kidding. It's not good. Let's see if I can go a little bit. I don't want to hear that again.
I don't know what happened to him to make him hate women so much. So
my belief is that he's jealous. He wishes that he had been a woman himself. He was raised with sisters.
Exactly.
He wants to be a woman. I believe that most men who abuse women are in competition with them, and they're jealous of them. They want everything that they have. They don't want to be honest with themselves. And the fact that they want to be a woman, they should just go and do that. Be with early nigga. Because I think that they all down low. They weak as fuck because they want what you have. They hate you for it.
Like, I agree with you, Yetta. Like, after I had my baby, I started going through a spiritual awakening. I started learning about spirituality. I started learning about tarot. I started learning all kind of things about goddesses and gods. But eventually it just led me back to Jesus. And
Amen.
I love Jesus, you know. So but I did learn how to read tarot, and I started doing readings on Capone, and it said that he wanted to be me. He wanted to completely take my soul. He wanted to replace me. He wanted me dead so he could be me. That's what I read in my tarot. And then I started going to psychics, and I went to a lot of psychics. I went to at least 100 psychics who didn't even know me, didn't even know my background. And each and every one of them said the same thing. They said he wants to be you. He's obsessed with you. He stalked you. And he started hiring private investigators to watch me. And I would go outside and I would see the same car every day. And I would start seeing weird things. People would be watching me. People would be following me. Jesus. And he still does that to this day.
And
that's
not
what
lying,
my cards
actually,
revealed to me, and that's what my
she's not lying. He even goes into her room and stuff and acts like it's not him when it is him. Yeah, she's not lying. He still stalks her. He still does little things to let her know that he's around, type of stuff. I mean, he's just absolutely insane. I guess so she won't speak or something because she hasn't spoke to the cops about any of this. So I think he tries to keep her scared.
That gets revealed to me.
Oh my God. Jesus.
It was over 100 different psychics from different states, different parts of the country. They all told me the same thing. They all explained my background. They was on point. They told me what was about to happen the next day. It did happen. They told me about my family. Everything was on point, what they said to me.
I just want to address the issue.
Now we're going to meet TKO again. He's usually preaching and saying that you have to be a team leader and the women have to be submissive. And this is all poly relationship and this, that, and the third. But instead, this particular day, which was just a few days ago, he's actually just going off and ranting and raving and showing who he really is. Do what?
No, I was gonna say.
What'd you say?
I was telling Tingle that it is scary. You're absolutely right about that. Being stalked in your real life by a scone lover is a scary. Yep, it is. You're right. Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's like he don't want her to go to the police, so he stalks her and stuff, and it sends people to stalk her as well and scare her. But this is the real TKO. Check this out.
Oh, nigga, you just don't know how to treat a man. You don't know how to be submissive because he was never taught nothing. Shit be crazy.
Okay.
You feel me, Dr. Bombastic? For real though.
He's
can't be any more clear than that.
He's
People
not
watch
who
me
he
every
says he
day
is.
and set my standard, and they think that I'm gonna change it up for you. You need to, and don't get me wrong. I know in the past I set the wrong example with changing it up for people, for a certain person, right? I changed it up, and I've learned from that mistake. I've learned from that mistake of changing it up. So a lot of people think that, well, a certain type of way. But even though me being up under the impression, it wasn't like I just let somebody. We used to argue about that shit all the time. We used to argue about what the fuck that I needed her to do. However, my love for that particular person I allowed myself to be a little bit more patient than I ought to have been. Allow myself to be on my own. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that and I don't regret that. I don't resent that. I have to learn certain things. And that's why I am the way I am. And that's why the women that's in my life is so motherfucking good. And that's the reason why we're fucking over here elevating and excelling all together, is because they're really with my fucking game plan. It's a difference between saying I want to see you win, Capone, and really helping me and showing me action to see me win. Motherfuckers around me are helping me win. They're not just telling me that. Or they're not trying to give me an ultimatum. And that's what these females be trying to do. Give me an ultimatum on how they want to help. Well, if I do this, you got to do it this way. If I do this, now do this. Like if you want this, then you got to do this.
Correct.
What?
Yeah, that's
you got me fucked up. If you want to submit and you want to follow me because you feel like I'm qualified to lead you, then let me fucking lead. I'm not leading you on your terms. You came over here because you seen the qualities in me. Well, let me fucking lead then.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be backwards. A lot of people don't like to hear that shit. That's the shit that nobody want to hear. That's the shit that nobody want to hear. That's the shit to get on people's nerves dealing with my assignment. But somebody that's, I'm telling you, fellas, when you got a woman that really likes you, she's going to show you that she likes you by the way that she submits to you. She's going to show you the way that she values you. She's going to show you the way that she feels like you can lead, by the way that she follows you.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank, period. Now, if you're chasing them, that's something different. I'm a big social media influencer, so people see me every day. They get to see my lifestyle, and they end up liking me. So when they end up liking me and want to come into my lifestyle, they can't change. They're not going to be able to, you can do that. They're not going to change what the fuck I got going.
Okay, let's go over this again. This guy is a registered, you know what, with a 15, 16-year-old girl. He raped her anally, and she had to have 17 stitches. He went to prison for it, but he didn't go to prison, I don't think, as an RSO. He went to prison with a ladder charge or something for only 2 or 3 years. When he got out, he came to Bigo, and since he knew who Nature Boy was, which I covered Nature Boy not too long ago, and Nature Boy is finally in prison for grape, he started getting up there and people started knowing who he was. You know how that kind of stuff works. And now he has like 82 million subscribers on this platform. So he's got women all over the world that don't even know his background. They don't know who he is. They're flying in from everywhere. They're giving him 30, 40, 50, 60, $80,000. And they're like every single day he's getting thousands of dollars in cash apps. They've never even met the man. And the ones that have met him, that's what we've been talking about, is he abuses you. He belittles you. He takes complete control over your mind, body, and soul. And then he calls it polygamy because he's been with the girl he's been with, Armani, for 17 years. Well, Armani was not there when that blonde that you just seen was talking. This was before Armani, and she really thought that they were just friends. So Armani knew how he was. She's like, "Oh, you don't want to sleep with him?" And she's like, "No, that's what you're here for, because he only wants to do anal and stuff like that with them, just real nasty and dirty." And then he wants to sneak in their bedrooms and act, and just some real creepy shit going on. Well, she left him last year, and after he's in the polygamy relationship, Korea, she helped her get out, and then when she came back, she was pregnant. And he kept saying it was his baby, his baby, his baby, But if you look up the dates and stuff, she was with him for 15 years, never got pregnant, and then all of a sudden she's pregnant and has a baby. So now they have a 1.5-month-old with all these, lives type thing, but they're actual ex-workers, if you know what I mean, around this 1.5-month-old all the time. So back to the victims.
Oh,
I
I
just
got
wanted
another
you to, like I
question.
said, most of the time he's on here preaching and team leadership. Do what?
Oh, what about that guy? That guy from
What'd
Sesame
you say,
Street,
Pink?
called John. Huh? You hear me,
The guy,
Betty?
the guy from Sesame Street?
Yeah, remember the guy
No.
from Sesame
What
Street called
happened?
John?
What happened with
Yeah.
him?
You'll be surprised. He's a famous Sesame Street kid from the early 1970s. You'll be surprised what his background is like.
Oh goodness, yeah. I could imagine,
You
especially
might
if it's in
you
TV and
might want to
everything else. Yeah.
you might want to look into that as well.
Well, there's some things we can't play on here because, we can't. That's why I don't do it
Well, if
anymore.
you can,
You know what I'm saying?
well, if you can play this, why can't you can also learn something from the Sesame Street guy.
Yeah, I mean, if it is TOS, then yeah, I can. You can send it to me and then let me look it over and make sure. Cause see, like I'm skipping through some of this so that we don't, get in trouble. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There are mammoths everywhere. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so just send it to me and I'll look into it and we'll incorporate that person too, okay? Are they
All
on
right.
YouTube?
They're
Yeah,
not
we'll
making
incorporate.
well, they have music videos on YouTube, but as far as like making going live
They have
streaming,
what?
they have music videos on on YouTube, but as far as them going live streamings and stuff like that, they don't go like live streaming. So they just have music videos and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But that's about it. They don't actually have like they're not actually like famous here on
Hang
YouTube
on
because
just
they
a
don't
second.
go live, and they don't go live and talk about their personal lives and stuff like that. The only thing we know he's known for is just the guy from Sesame Street.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, just whatever you find or whatever, just send it to me and I'll look it over.
I will,
So
sure
I'm going to go
will.
back to the victim for a little bit and then we're going to close out. It looks like Nick is live, so
Okay, I'm going over to Nick's. I'll see
everybody
you
will
over
probably
at
be
Nick.
leaving to go see what she's doing a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
All
going
right.
to play a little bit more and then we're going to go.
Well, I'm gonna go over there right now.
We're having in the comments saying
You're going over there now? Okay.
Yeah, because I just I like Nick and I just enjoyed. Huh?
Yeah, I said okay. Yeah, I'll see you over there.
All right. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Ernie's going live. Yeah. I figured.
and that tarot and
I'm trying to see her story.
So, and the way when I was in the house, she used to, when me and Armani and TKO lived together, she would tell everything wrong I did. One time I was feeding the dog. I used a regular silver spoon to get
What?
the food out the dog can. Armani told TKO she's using a regular spoon, but it's like we got bleach, we got soap. Then TKO started going off on me like, bitch, don't ever fucking use a silver spoon.
But something's going wrong with my StreamYard. I don't know what it is. So have a fantastic day. Yeah, I'm coming over. Yeah, it's getting really bad. I can't hardly share anything right now. So I love you all. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. I will see you
Keep
over
a
at
fire
Nick's.
in your heart, a smile on your face, and be kind to someone. This angel watches over all of us on the YouTube Days of Our Lives. Please keep in mind that this is an interactive soap opera. We do not ever go real life dox anyone. It is not meant to hurt, stress, or give anyone pavement scratches nor carpet burns. This is all in fun, and you never know who will be in the show. Thank you for watching. Love to all. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Until next time, my friends, we have come to the end of our show. Have a fantastic rest of your day from Betty Boop